Tonight we are looking at a game show that is set in a fictional skyscraper with a talking lift. Yes, it is Incredible Games, the children's game show that aired on the BBC for 2 years from 1994. The show lasted for 2 seasons and 24 episodes. The aim of the show was to complete each game set on a different floor of the skyscraper, gradually rising up to the top of the tower, where the contestants would face their final challenge in order to win prizes. The talking lift in Series 1 was played by David Walliams in one of his first ever television roles. So now that we have the background, let's take a look at a couple of episodes. First up we have Season 1 Episode 1. So the kids come rushing into the lift as David asks who the kids are. They introduce themselves as David says they are groovy names. He then introduces us to the wrong show as he thinks this is funny, but the joke didn't land. He then introduces us to Incredible Games as he calls himself the Lift. He explains what he is going to do with the team today as he explains the team needs to win 400 credits to win a prize. He asks if the team is ready as they say they are. They press the button as the lift goes up. David talks a lot as we arrive to Game 1. We arrive at the Dark Knight's lair as David explains they have to get from one side to the other without the Dark Knight touching them, so the team enter the game as they then play away. They move one square at a time as the Dark Knight then slowly moves around. It is a very slow game as David explains they can only move forward then sideways to cross the grid. We watch the Dark Knight move around as one of the kids gets kidnapped. The other two play on as the second kid then gets eaten. Only one kid manages to make it to the other side and win the game as he rushes back into the lift. David tells the kid to push the button as they look for the 2 kidnapped kids. They find the kids as David suggests they have been kissing. Okay, a little weird. He then gives the team 10 credits for that first game as they then push the button to move to Game 2. We play through the earhole as only one kid can enter this game. David explains the other 2 have to listen through the telephone to sounds that the one kid is making to win credits. So the kid makes noises as the duo guess away. He does a RC car, a typewriter, and a horn as the team get all 3 correct. So the kid rushes back into the lift as David says the team did great. He gives them 30 credits as they are then on 40 credits. So they press the button again as suddenly David announces there is an intruder. He tells the kids to look on the screen as they have to guess the celebrity. It is Patrick Moore as the kids don't get it right. I wouldn't have got it either, to be honest. They press the button again as they head higher up the skyscraper. David talks a lot of rubbish as they arrive to the next game. It is very dark and spooky as David says they need to find 3 glowworms to get credits. He explains where all the glowworms are as the team picks who will play. They go to get changed as David says the other kid made the right choice by staying here in the lift. The duo come out as they are dressed for the game. David starts the game as it is then revealed the duo can't see, so the other kid has to lead them. They head to the wall of hands as they get the first glowworm. They then go over the muddy path as the kid slips over, but he gets up and gets the second worm. So the last worm is in a forest as the kid searches through it. They grab the worm with ease as they score all 30 credits. They get back into the lift as they go off to get changed. One of the kids shows off his karate moves as the other 2 come back. They push the button again as David makes a bad joke. Suddenly we hear a noise as it is Big Ray. David explains Ray is a giant and shows things too close to the camera, so the team has to guess the items basically. They get all 3 items right as they keep getting more credits. David says they need a lot more credits as they push the button to move up the skyscraper once again. They arrive to the next game called Outer Space as David explains they have to clean up the rubbish in space. He orders the team to get changed into the suits that he personally made himself. The team then come out as David says there are loads of credits to win here as the team enter the game. They play away as the kid goes flying to grab all the items in the air. They put all the items in the bin as the game goes on for quite a bit. Time then ends as the team head back into the lift. David orders the team to get changed as he says the team are nice people. He gives the team 60 credits as they push the button once again. They go up as they arrive to some shark for some reason. David then says he is going to ask questions about sharks and the team can earn credits for everyone they get right. They score a maximum 40 credits as the team reach 200 credits. So they reach the final game as they push the button once more. David says he has wet himself as the team arrive to a dirty old kitchen. The team get changed again as David asks if they can find a soup bowl as they find it. He explains in the bowl there are letters and they need to spell some words to double their score. David then surprises everyone by shrinking the team as they become so tiny in the giant pool. So they go to spell some words as they collect all the letters from the pool. they spell Ren and Coat as they win the game. They grow bigger again as they return to the lift. David says they have scored 400 points and gone through the roof as David gives them their prize. He says they have won a day at the set of Grange Hill. The team can't believe it as David then says goodbye as the episode ends on that note. Next up we have Season 1 Episode 9. So the team rush in as David asks who the team are. They introduce themselves as David asks if they like mental and physical games as the team says they do. David introduces himself once again and explains the rules and how they can win a prize. The team press the button as the lift rises as David says something smells. They arrive to their first game as it is the glowworm game again. One of the kids call themselves the master as David is confused by this. The team then play the game as they go to get the glowworms. They struggle to get the first one as they finally get it. They only get 2 in the end as they run out of time for the third one. The team then rush back into the lift as David then tells the kid to never tell him to shut up ever again as he gets mad at the kid. The other kids come out as David says that performance was nothing special as they get into an argument as David only gives them 20 credits as they go up in the skyscraper some more. David tells the kids to turn on each other as the kids don't fall for that. Suddenly the door opens and we see a plane. David then asks some questions about planes as the team try to answer them. They only get 2 right as David makes them push his button again. David then talks about Big Frank Bruno and how he has David's back if anyone gets out of line. We then arrive to the sound game again as the girl goes out to play. The boys listen through the phone as they try to guess the sounds. They struggle with the watering can as David says that one was easy. They get 2 right as the girl rushes back into the lift. David counts up the scores as they go up the skyscraper some more. David gets mad at the kids as he stops the lift. Frank Bruno then comes out and onto the lift. The kids are scared as Frank doesn't hit the kid. He says he is friends with the kids as he then dashes off. The kids and David argue a lot as the lift goes up some more. They arrive to Dark Knight's lair as the team then play away. We watch the game play out as it is very long and slow. One of the kids gets kidnapped as the other 2 play on. The other 2 kids get eaten up very quickly as the Dark Knight dominates. David doesn't know what to do as the kids are missing. He falls flat as the lift arrives to the next level. The kids come rushing back in as David says they haven't scored any credits that round. The team head up to the next game as David says there is another intruder. The team try to guess the celebrity as they get Michael Fish correct as David gives them 30 credits. They push the button again as they head up to the next game. It is the space game again as the team clean up the rubbish once again. They place all the random rubbish in the bin as at the end of the game they score 70 credits. They go up some more as David explodes. They arrive to the kitchen as Frank is sitting in there. The team get changed as Frank tells the team where the bowl of soup is. David explains the rules as he then shrinks the team. They then go to find some letters as they attempt to make some words. They spell shoes and boats as they win the game. David makes them big again as they get back into the lift. They score over 400 credits as David gives them the prize. They win a trip in a fancy car as the team can't believe it. David says goodbye as he then gets hit by Frank. The episode ends on that note. Finally we have Season 2 Episode 6. So the team rush in as the lift loads up. We have a new guy playing the lift this time. Gary Parker playing a character called Sam. He talks a lot of robot stuff as the team introduce themselves. Sam says he was dreaming about being able to dream as they then push the button to get the lift started. They head up as they then start to pinch each other. Sam talks a lot as it is very confusing. They arrive to the first game as the team go to get on some wetsuits. Sam then explains the game as the team then go off to play it. They have to connect the pipes as the team try to work together to figure something out. Water fills up the place as the team struggle a little bit. They get soaking wet as it is all very slow. They only get 2 pipes connected as the time runs out. They then return to the lift as the kids say it was very hard. They go to get changed as Sam then gives us some useless information. So Sam then gives them 20 points as the lift goes up and up. Sam says they did very well last round as he orders them to pat each other on the back as they then arrive to the second game. Sam explains it is about some dead teacher as he adds they have to answer the question with the answer from the last one. It is like that 2 Ronnie's Mastermind sketch. Sam says something horrible happens if they get one wrong, so the team go off to play as they arrive to the classroom. The teacher is talking to a skeleton as he talks a lot of rubbish. He shouts at the kids as he then asks the first question. He sprays the kids with some sauce as he is very mad. The kids try to answer the questions but they fail to answer the questions correctly as they then get slimed. They then fight the teacher as he tells them to leave the classroom. The team return to the lift as Sam says he is a great teacher as he then gets cut off by the teacher. He rants and raves as he slimes the kids again. Sam can't believe it as he says they haven't scored any points that round. He then talks about the next round being the Dark Knight's lair again. He asks if anyone has played chess as no one says anything. Sam explains the rules as it is the same as the first season. So the team play the game as it is very nerve-wracking as two of the team make it to the end. The last kid is trapped as he then gets to the end. The Dark Knight loses as the team return to the lift. They say it was scary as Sam gives them 60 points. They go up to level 90 as Sam says one of the team smells like chocolate. Sam then orders the team to get changed as he sprouts useless information again as the team head off to the kitchen. They look for the bowl of soup as they find it. Sam then shrinks them as they play the same game as before. So they go off to spell some words as they manage to spell boats, crane, and have. Time then ends as the team grow bigger again. They head back to the lift as Sam talks about how hard the game was. Sam tells them to get changed as they then come back. Sam explains how many points they have as they head to the penthouse. They head up to the top as Sam explains the rules of the game. They have to open up the boxes with the tools as the team head off to play the game. So they go to look around for the boxes as they attempt to open them. They get the prize keys as Sam explains what prizes they have won. They then get all 4 keys out as Sam says they have done it. He says they have won the main prize, which is to blow up a building. Okay, sure, whatever. Sam then wraps up the show as the episode then ends on that note. In conclusion, Incredible Games was an okay game show. However, I can't recommend it. The games were quite poor as I didn't really enjoy them, and both versions of the lift were okay in their own rights, but I didn't really connect with either of them. Also, there were many better game shows on the box at the time of airing, so unfortunately this would have to be a pass from me. So thank you for watching. If you have any TV shows you like to see me do, put them in the comments.